Hello and welcome to another video for O-Level IGCSE Math. We're done with chapter number 1, that was understanding numbers. We're on to chapter number 2, fractions, decimals and percentages. Now this is a basic introduction of fractions, decimals and percentages, and you will see fractions coming up in later chapters as well, decimals coming up in later chapters as well, and percentages with word problems later on as well. Okay, let's start. It says fractions are used to represent the parts of a whole. Decimals are fractions with denominators 10, 100, 1000 or 10,000 and so on. So this is a basic definition. Percentages are fractions with denominators of 100. First thing that we're going to see is, I'm not going into detail on what each of these is. We'll point them out as it comes up. The first thing that you should be able to do is convert from decimals to percentages to fractions and so on. Okay, so this says that half, 0.5 and 50% are three ways of writing the same number as a proper fraction. Proper fractions are ones where you have numerator is less than the denominator. These are called proper fractions. Okay, so half can be written as 0.5 or 50%. So they're all the same. 73 over 10 can be written as a mixed number, 7 whole 3 over 10 or 7.3, or 730% are four ways of writing the same number as an improper fraction, a mixed number, a decimal and a percentage. For positive numbers, proper fractions are used for values between 0 and 1, and improper fractions are mixed numbers used for values greater than 1. Let's talk about this. Do you see this? 2 over 5 is a common fraction. When you convert that to a decimal, it becomes 0.4. This means this is 2 divided by 5. You go into long division and you do 2 divided by 5 like this. You put a decimal because this is not divisible, so the decimal leads to a 0. 5 times 4 is 20, and you end up with 0.4. Similarly, 3 whole 2 over 5 is just simply, you can convert it to an improper fraction as well. You can say 5 times 3 is 15 and 2 is 17. So this is 17 divided by 5. So I can write 17 divided by 5. Okay, and that should give you 3.4. You honestly don't need to do 17 divided by 5. You can also just do, since this is 3 whole 2 over 5, you can just say that this is 3 whole and 0.4 added to it. Okay, so that leads you to 3.4. Okay, decimal fractions, these are decimals. Okay, that if you remove the decimal number, it leads to zeros in the denominator. If you remove this decimal, this becomes 45 over 100. But why am I multiplying it by 100 right now? Because I want to express it as a percentage. So expressing it as a percentage means just multiplying by 100. All of these are multiplied by 100. Okay. This is copy and complete the table below for conversions between common fractions, decimals, and percentages. It is a good idea to learn these as they occur frequently, and you can save time if you know them. The last two have been done for you, and it's definitely a good idea to learn these. Okay. So 1 over 3 is 0.3, and you see this dot above it. This means that this is a recurring decimal. Sometimes I'm going to write it as a dash. So this is basically 1 over 3 is 0.3333, and it keeps going on. Similarly, this is 0.6666, and I round off to 7 at the end. These are called recurring decimals. They are a complete chapter later on. We're going to talk about it later on. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Half is 0.5. Now, I'm not going to show you calculations for these because I want you to learn these, and this is equals to 50%. 0.25 is 1 over 4, and this is 25%. 75% is 0.75, and this is 3 over 4 as a fraction. 1 over 10 is 0.1, this is 10%. 0.3 is 3%, 30%. You multiply by 100 to get the percentage. Okay, and if you change it to a fraction, this is 3 over 10. This is 20%, and that's 2 over 10. 12.5 is 0.125. 0.125 when changed into a fraction would give you 1 over 8. Okay, these are common fractions that you need to remember. They're going to make calculations for easy for you. If you're an IGCSE Math student who's doing a non-calculated exam for the first time and you have a lack of resources, that is one of the things that you should know for your exam. Okay. Let's talk in more detail about fractions now. These are common or vulgar fractions or ordinary fractions. For example, 2 over 3, usually just abbreviated to fractions. Here 2 is the numerator and 3 is the denominator. Okay, we know that. Mixed numbers combine integers and fractions. For example, 3 over 2 over 5. Here 3 is the whole number and 2 over 5 is the fraction part. An improper fraction is referred to as a top-heavy fraction. So the numerator is greater than or equals to the denominator, which describes it well because the top number is larger than the lower number. Equivalent fractions are an important part of the topic. They come up as a separate questions. Represent the same number, for example, 3 over 5, 6 over 10, 9 over 150, and all represent 3 over 5 as a whole. Okay. Simplifying fractions means expressing them in their lowest terms. For example, 20 over 35 simplifies to 4 over 7. Basically, reduce the numbers, you call it reducing the fraction as well. And when you're reducing the fraction, you're dividing numerators and denominators both by the same number. For example, when you wanted to reduce 20 over 35, 20 also gets divided by 5. So 5 times 4 is 20 and 5 times 7 is 35. That is called reducing a fraction or simplifying a fraction. Cancelling down is writing a fraction in a simpler form by dividing the numerator. So they're calling it cancelling down. I'm telling you that I call it um, simplifying fractions or reducing fractions. Okay. This one says, example number 1 says change the top heavy to a mixed number. So how do you change to a mixed number? You start dividing. 2 times 3 is 6. You can no longer divide. So you say this is 3 whole 1 over 2. Change the mixed number to an improper fraction. That's simple. What do? You multiply the denominator by this number and then add this number. 5 times 4 is 20. That gives you 23 over 5. Okay. And I'm talking about equivalent fractions. You see, 2 out of 3 are shaded. A similar one is 4 out of 6. You see the same amount is shaded. So all of these are equivalent fractions. If, for example, if I reduce this last one, let's say you don't know higher tables, you start off with the table of 2. So 2 times 4 and 2 times 6, 2 times 2 and 2 times 3. Okay. Which of these fractions are equivalent? The easy way of doing that is to start reducing these numbers. So this one becomes 2 over 5. This one becomes 1 over 2. I can't reduce this further, so this remains as 3 over 10. If I reduce this, this becomes 2 over 5 as well. Okay. This remains as 3 over 5. And if I reduce this, 4 times 2 and 4 times 5. So that's 2 over 5 as well. So there are 3 numbers, 3 fractions that are equals to 2 over 5. What are those 3 fractions? This is this one, and then this one, and then this one. So all of these are what we call equivalent fractions. Okay, I hope that was clear to everybody. Then it says change 4 over 5 to 20ths. When I say 20ths, what I'm asking you to do is divide by my denominator as 20. Now, when you have equivalent fractions, one of the skills was to learn how to reduce or simplify or cancel down. This is what I call raising the fraction. What do you do in raising the fraction? Previously, you were dividing both the numerator and denominator. Now, what I want you to understand is that you can also multiply the denominator, and if you multiply the denominator by a certain number, you need to keep the balance and multiply the numerator by the same thing. Why have I multiplied by 4? Because 5 into 4 is 20. So that gives me 16 over 20. That is an equivalent fraction. Okay. Similarly, if you look at this, these are equivalent fractions. So 8 has been multiplied by 2. Therefore, you should also multiply 3 by 2. That should give you 6 over 16. 3 has been multiplied by 10. So you also multiply 8 by 10. So that gives you 80. 3 has been multiplied by 5. So 8 should also be multiplied by 5, and that should give you 40. Okay, these are called equivalent fractions. Then I can also ask you to reduce the fractions. So 5 over 40, I want to reduce this. So I use the um, multiples for 5, 5 times 1 and 5 times 8. That should give me 1 over 8. 6 over 48 can also be reduced. 6 times 1, 6 times 8. So 1 over 8 again. I don't know this table directly, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first start reducing with multiples of 2. 2 times 9, 2 times 36. Then I see 9 times 1 and 9 times 4. So 1 over 4. Okay. How many sheep are there in 3/5 of a flock of 25 sheep? So if the denominator is 25, how many sheep are there? So if this is multiplied by 5, then this should also be multiplied by 5. You can also do 3/5 of 25. That should also give you the same answer, that's 15. How many students are there in 2/7 of a class of 35? So 2/7 of a class of 35. We'll talk more about word problems later on in a separate chapter. But for now, that's what um, this is. Okay. Then it is given that these are equivalent fractions. Find the value of d and the value of n. So let's write them as equivalent fractions first. So I notice that 2 has been multiplied by 4. So this also needs to be multiplied by 4. So d should be 12. Then if 3 has been multiplied with 13, 2 also needs to multiply with 13. So n has to be 2 into 13 is 26. Okay, I think that is reasonably simple. Let's see what calculating with fractions is about. I think calculating with fractions is a long topic. I think we should be able to do that. I think let's start with calculating with fractions. Let's learn how to multiply and divide fractions, and we'll learn addition and subtraction later on. Okay, we should usually change mixed numbers to improper fractions before we begin our calculations. That's simple. It is not necessary to change the denominator of fractions if we wish to multiply or divide. Okay, now let's see what that means. If I'm doing a part 1, it says multiply the following fractions, simplifying your answer and writing your answers as mixed numbers if necessary. Okay, so that's 3 into 3 over 4. Now, a common mistake a lot of students make is to multiply this 3 both with the numerator and denominator. Remember, if a number is written just as it is, what you can do is you can write divide by 1 below it. That makes it easy for you. This multiplies only with the numerator. You get 9 out of 4. Okay, that's an improper fraction. So you change it into a proper fraction. 4 times 2 is 8. And that should give you 2 whole 1 over 4. Part 2, 5 over 6 multiplied by 2 over 3. Now, I could first write this as 10 over 18 and then reduce it if I want. 2 times 5, 2 times 9. I could also do this where I write this first and I reduce with the numerator and denominator. This is not called cross multiplying. We'll talk about cross multiplying later on. 2 times 3, and that should give you 5 into 1 is 5 and 3 into 3 is 9. Okay. Part 3, 6 over 7. Now I need to change this into an improper fraction. So 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. It's 7 over 3. This 7 can cancel out with this 7. 3 times 1 and 3 times 2. So that should give you 2 as the answer. You would also have written 42 over 21. And that would also have been fine. Both of these need to be changed to mixed fractions, improper fractions from mixed numbers. That's 11 over 5. 5 and 5, 11 over 3 is left. Let's change 11 over 3. 3 times 2 is 9. 2 remaining, so that's 2 whole, 2 over 3. Okay. With squares, and this is a cube, that's a square. With squares and cubes, it's simple. You can just write 3 squared, but the numerator and denominator get squared. So 9 over 25. 2 cube is 8. That's what you learned in the last chapter. 3 cube is 27. Okay. Now, the interesting thing about fractions is when you are dividing fractions. Now, notice that this is a divide sign, not a plus sign. Okay. I want to emphasize this, although this looks like it's a divide, it's a plus sign. So I'm telling you it's a divide sign. That's where I picked the questions from. Okay. So remember that division is more or less similar to what you do in multiplication as well. The only thing that you have to do is when you change a divide sign into a multiply sign, you take the reciprocal of the number. We talked about reciprocals when we were doing types of numbers. So you exchange the numerator and denominator. This becomes 5 over 18. Similarly, when you are doing this, you're 2 over multiplied by, the divide sign changes into multiply, and you take the reciprocal. 2 times 1 and 2 times 2. Now this is a simple multiplication problem, 3 over 2. Let's change these two mixed numbers first. 7 over 5 divided by 23 over 5. When I change the divide sign into a multiply, it's the fraction after the sign that does a reciprocal thing. Okay, the last one is simple. So that gives me 16 over 20. Now you can see that the question comes up as it is in the paper as well. This is a past paper question that you see next. Let's try to do this. 2 over 3, so that gives me 8 over 3 into 1 over 7. And 2 over 5. So that gives me 8 over 21. And I change the divide sign to a multiply, so 12 over 7. I can do then, is it something reducing? No, I don't see any cancelling down. 24 over 35. Okay, so that is simply multiplying and dividing fractions. The line below this says, however, if you want to add or subtract fractions, they should be converted where necessary so that they have a common denominator. Any common multiple of the denominators can be used, but we must remember to simplify by cancelling common factors at the end of the calculation. What this basically means is that addition and subtraction is more tricky. So we're going to do that in a separate video and then connect it to working with decimals. That's it for today. Thank you for watching.